You are now listening to the Drunken Monks Podcast.
Welcome back, folks. Another week, another episode of the Drunken Monks. What you say there? I am Marlo Brown. That is my lovely hostess. Sorry, shit, I got in the headlights this time. I'm sorry. Marlo Brown.
Denise Faber?
There we go. Boom. Guys.
Yeah, some story.
It was a long day. Hi. Yeah.
Hi. How are you?
Like I said, it was a long day. It was a long day, but I'm glad to be here.
Okay.
I am glad to be opposite someone who can beat my head in kind of verbally and mentally.
And physically also.
No. We don't want no domestic violence.
That is a great way. We do pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. We'll have a wrestling match.
Wait, but if you used to wrestle in high school, then that's not fair. Then
Curacao, we don't do wrestling.
so then what you do?
We just do street brawls.
Street brawls. I've seen some of y'all street brawls, and they always end in a gun.
Well, we need to set the limits then.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, yeah, we could use a knife, but we can't use a gun. Fuck it.
uh-huh.
Hey man, yeah, dude, what are you drinking? What are you drinking this evening?
Today I have a very nice light Pinot Grigio.
Pinot
from
Grigio.
Italy, of course.
Italy.
Yes.
I mean, with a name like a Pinot Grigio, you would expect, but they come
Yes.
from all over because it's
Yes,
cause
but
it's
this
not one thing.
particular one is from Italia.
Is it sweet? Is it sour? Is it?
It's nice and light and
Fris and fruitig, zeg je.
crisp, soft.
Crisp.
A good year.
Do you
Fertile soil.
fertile soil? Oh, all right. So then let me ask you something.
2017-ish.
I know you. I know you. You read that off of the label. Come on.
With a hint of citrus.
Okay, so do you take it that serious, really and truly?
Not that serious, but yes.
So you're a wine, not a drinker, but you're like a half a connoisseur. Then. You have a.
I know some wines, but no, I'm not really a connoisseur. I just like drinks.
Okay,
Everything except beer.
but you never like paired stuff. You never like
yeah.
you try to cook and you try to get a good bottle of wine for good food. Or
Of course, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then we're on the same page, I guess. Black Label Coke. I am basic today. basic bitch mode,
baby.
Basic bitch mode, boy. Yo, man. But Black is one of the labels that is brought to us by our sponsor, and we do thank them for everything that they've done so far. Season 2 has been going good because of them, with them, and definitely with the commercials and everything else. Not much housekeeping to do this week, I don't think, unless you got something.
Let's get busy.
Let's get busy. We got a couple of things to talk about, but I don't know where to pick from. So I'll ask you, heavy or light? Like, do you want to go with light stuff? You want to go with like?
I want to say light, but let's start with the heavy shit.
Okay, French side. Woo, Saint Martin. Woo.
Oh Lord. What they done now?
It's been getting real for a real long time, for like the last 2.5 weeks, you could say.
Okay.
We didn't cover it in the last episodes because, to be honest, it looked like much of the same.
Okay.
And for my part, at least, it had looked like it was going to be a flare up. It was going to be like an outlier.
Okay.
And then come back down. But it hasn't been just the French side alone. It's been the French side, Saint Martin. It's been Guadeloupe. I think in Martinique as well. Like, somebody would have to correct me with that.
Yeah, Martinique as well. I saw that.
But basically,
a couple of days ago, Paris sent extra reinforcement to Martinique. In any case,
right, and they were looking to send extra reinforcements to the French side to Martin as well. Sandy Ground has become a meme. Like a lot of people making jokes about Sandy Ground, that like Santa gotta put on like a bulletproof vest to go through there now, and them type of ones.
So what people
look, just
complaining about or quarreling about? Or?
No, it's look. It started off as always with everything as a protest, and it definitely has escalated. But the core of it is, as I'm meant to understand, is just again COVID measures that the different kind of the municipalities want to enforce. I think a lockdown was being discussed at some point too, like as well, because numbers are rising up again, as they always do apparently with the tide. If I'm not mistaken, there was also like a vaccine mandate that they were also a little bit annoyed about.
For health workers.
Right, and we all know that you could do a lot, but you can't tell a Frenchman what to do, and you cannot get in the way of his liberté. You know what I mean? So, based off, and I'm not knocking it. Like, I'm not making jokes here or whatnot. So I'm just trying to talk about it in as cool and as calm a way as possible. But just long and short, people have been protesting. People have hit the streets, and yeah, again, it's like it got violent. No,
But what do people expect? Do they expect if there are riots going on, because of lockdown measures like curfew? Do you think curfew is going to be lifted?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't know. This is the thing that had me in like at the start. Like as I said, I was hoping it was gonna be an outlier for this one reason. I think that protesting itself has become played out. I think that it has like a playbook, or like people know, okay, if you do this, then that one's gonna do that. If you do that, then the gendarmes or the cops or whatever's gonna do that, and then there's gonna escalate, and then this and that is gonna happen, and then riot, looting, burning down, right? Like that, like that's the ultimate end, right? But for me, what I wonder is, again, what's the point? Like, you're mad, you want to show your displeasure, you want to speak on the thing, all fine and well, but what's the next step? You could be mad, but then but where does change come? Like how does burning down lead to change? That would be my biggest question towards anybody. A lot of the protesters, a lot of the grassroots, like organizers would be quick to say, look, we're for maybe civil unrest, but we're not for destruction of property, we're not for this, we're not for that. A lot of times they tend to distance themselves from quote unquote the rabble rousers, which was also in Rotterdam a couple of weeks ago too, as well. I don't know how to break out of that cycle. Or rather, I don't know what to tell angry people what to do to get things changed for themselves, to be able to not be in the place that they want to be like anymore, without this being the thing. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, you say you don't know what burning things will get you, maar in ieder geval, like, not in the case of COVID, because like this, to me, this is a different beast. Right. But burning stuff will get you attention, and you need attention to get things rolling in a certain way. So I'm not saying go out and burn stuff. No, absolutely not. But
civil disobedience, again, that should be the word.
If people do not see you, you need a way to be seen, and also because you're, I guess, so vexed and so frustrated, you want to unleash it somehow. And yeah, you usually hit innocent people, or collateral damage basically.
Right.
But if you're just going the proper ways, and you file a complaint, and you send your complaint letter, and you try to get an appointment with the prefect or somebody from parliament, weet ik veel, it's not working. Dus wat moet je anders doen?
No, but look, I prefer a sniper shot than a shotgun shell. Then, like, you take a shotgun shell and you shoot, and wherever it hit. I prefer precision. I prefer knowing where we're going with this, because if you get the attention, I ask again, what's the next step? What is the next step? All right, cool. You have the spotlight. Now what? Like, have you discussed amongst? Is there any? Okay.
Because remember, I don't think these things are organized and central, right? There are a couple of people. They're like, okay, the healthcare workers, they're not happy because there's a mandated vaccine now for them. So the couple of them get together. Then you got people who are overall anti-vaccines. They join. Then you get people who are against curfew. They join. Then you get people who are against that the government is no longer handing out money. They join. Then you get people who just want to fight. They join. Then you have people who like fire. They join.
Fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an old reference, kids. That's a really old reference.
It's not. It's not organized. Dus wat wil je?
No, but I mean, okay, but then that comes back to what I'm saying to like as well. Basically, it's scattershot. It is you don't have the numbers for any one particular issue. You don't have like in your example, you don't have the numbers for any one particular issue. So what do? You want allies, you want numbers, you want to be able to have that type of sway to be able to at least talk about something. But again, I keep saying it. What is the next step? What is the next moment? To me, before you get to a point of protest, at the very least, your grassroots should have been organized enough that you have a running list, like a manifesto or something like that, where you can point to and you can say like, okay, Leicester, the last time that we had some like issues here on the Curacao, it definitely was COVID related, but it was more in the zin van mensen moeten geld inleveren. And then all of a sudden they had like the protests in town. The car got turned over, shit got burned, boom, bam, right? If you can't tell me as your leader, and especially as the prime minister at the time, was giving you signals that he's willing to talk with you, but you can't come in and have that conversation of, hey, Leicester, 12 and a half is too much because such. We've done the research because such. Even like a cursory, like, you know, like we've looked at like indications and kind of simulations, and we can't have it this way because everybody's gonna be hurt with this. We can give you 7. Like you can be, you know, like you can have like a starting point to kind of negotiate and go back and forth. The problem is that a lot of people know how to get the flair going, but the substance of the thing, nobody likes to do the boring work. Nobody likes to do the homework. Nobody likes to. We will get angry about the thing that we don't like, but we'll never come with an answer of the thing that we do like, or the thing that we're looking at, or the thing that we're trying to get to. We can have all that scattershot and this group latch on, that group latch on, that group latch on. But they would be, and I'm sorry for being a little bit crass about this, they would be my pawns. They would be my means to an end. Like, they helped me get the spotlight. Now I got the spotlight. Okay, this is my list of demands. This is what I've done. Has been researched 6 months before once, because we already read the tea leaves. We saw where that you were going. We know how slow government moves, so we moved a little faster. And we did the research. You never hear that part. We spoke about last week when it came to Barbados about how the call for independence in certain spots, and especially back home, is more of a thing of emotion more than rationality. I need some of that rationality when it comes to these protests too, like as well. I would love it, in fact. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, you know, like I'm saying something like in the wrong way. But and that's kind of the nonsense too, because I will let this be the thing, because like I talked too long last week and I'm sorry. I apologize to you again. I'm sorry. No, but the last thing that I would put on top of that too is that a lot of times it feels like if you do things the rational way, or the reasonable way, like you use your reason instead of anything else, it feels like you're wasting time, or it feels like you're not taking it as serious, or that's how it could come across. Because when you tell some of these impassioned leaders, hey yo, do your homework, come with demands or whatever, so certain ones take it as a dismissal, or they they feel like you're brushing them off or whatnot. No, brother, I want to sit at the table with you. Just come correct. That's all I want. That's all I need. You check what I mean? And that would be my stance as well. Like, whatever we do, let's go from a point of that you got facts. That's it.
But then how much? Okay, I get you. You want the grassroots movement and organized, and you need a manifesto and all kind of thing. But how much people do you need to have around you? How much people need to support your manifesto to be a serious player at the table? Because you say you want to sit at a table, but like, who are we inviting at the table? Who should be, like, you're talking on behalf of who?
So you're asking a question, or you're being hypothetical?
I'm not asking you.
Okay, all right. And it comes back to literally what I was just saying. If you haven't done your homework, which is also that part of the thing too, like as well, any leader worth his salt has an innate ability to read the room or read the pulse of the streets or whatever, to read your people, right? You have that. You're supposed to have either that ability or that access. That when time come, you can be able to pull or say this or that, what so informally, however you want, but you can gauge the swell of it. You check one, man. If you're only talking to your echo chamber, if you as a leader, like if you're a pro-black militant, like anarchist, and all you talk to is pro-black militant anarchists, like you roll your blunt every weekend, y'all, man, I'm sitting like a group of circle, like, and y'all bounce off each other the whole time. At some point, you're not touching base with who you want to quote unquote defend. If you're not touching base with, grandpa under the tree, you're not touching base with auntie that got 4 kids, you're not touching base with your maybe higher, well-to-do type of cousin that's a doctor. Maybe you might find allies there, but you got to find the allies and do the work. That is what grassroots means. You got to knock on every fucking door. If you're not doing that, then it is onbegonnen in my view. And for me, it does, like, to answer your question, I get the mandate because I've done the homework. I've been a year organizing and reaching out and finding out and seeing who likes it and seeing who doesn't.
I don't agree with that. You need to organize and do this stuff for a year. I think
no,
for some things, but I think a lot of things are a small group, and you say, yeah, you need to knock on all the doors. No, you just need a small committed group, and
so how big is big?
Should be big enough that people will automatically join in. Because I'm thinking about the whole Zwarte Piet struggle that's been going on, and it has been accelerated, like in Holland, accelerated, I guess, the last 10 years. But this discussion has been going on for forever.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I listen.
In the 50s, people were already trying to take actions. In the 80s, people were trying to taking action, but it never really caught on. And then now in I think, I'm saying 10 years. So like around 2010, indeed, maybe 2012. I'm not really sure. A new group of activists formed, and it was a very small group, and they started. And as they...
Which is... I know one of them. I don't know if you know him. But
Quincy?
Quincy's a whole friend of mine, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a whole story, because it was a group. It was another guy who started it was a guy, and he said he doesn't like Zwarte Piet. He wants to do something. Got a couple of people together. One of the people was Quincy. And then even within that little group, there was a whole power dynamic, and things went a little bit...
By the way,
south.
not to go off like on a tangent, but that also kills a lot of movements, huh? When there's more ego than ideology. Whether that...
But it does. I think
that kills a lot of shit too sometimes.
Most groups do not start out that way. The egos grow as successes are booked.
Made. Yeah.
And then, you can enjoy your success because you worked hard for it, and it's really a prestatie, how you call it. It's really
like it's
an achievement.
It's an achievement. Correct.
But you need to be level-headed enough and grounded enough to know van, hey, weet je, we have a goal in mind, and that's what we're going to follow. It's not the big Marlo show, or it's not the big whoever the leader is show,
right.
And I think that gets lost along the way.
But
a lot
you see,
of times.
but that too is where unfortunately that the playbook has gotten twisted as well. A lot of there was a point in time when you could count on you could almost depend on your leaders being selfless. Whether or not
really was there a point in time when that was so?
May I get to the end of that, please?
Okay.
Yes. Whether or not that they were that, a lot of people believed it. They believed in the inherent goodness of a movement or the people or whatever have you, right? Nowadays, in the States, before built, Al Sharpton is half a joke. because we all know that he's kind of opportunistic, and he's shown himself to be opportunistic and whatnot.
Al Sharpton needs to retire, man.
So with that perm. But what I'm saying is that in the 60s and in the 70s, it wasn't so clear. It wasn't so easy. Somewhere in our time, it again, people higher up might understand. People who read the news and catch the thing and whatnot and so. But the everyday man who doesn't bother with a lot of that stuff wouldn't assume. Nowadays,
Wouldn't assume what?
That leaders or so-called leaders or people that are trying to be leaders have an agenda.
No,
Nowadays, we assume that from the jump.
No, not if you're in the struggle. Because I'm thinking now about the protests that were here. Was June? Was it 2 years ago? Probably already.
Right. About 2 years ago, because it was right at COVID hit.
It was not even June. It was April probably, or May. May, maybe.
No. Because I was home when that was going on.
Okay.
I got out of the hospital mid-April, and when I was home was when all that shit was going down.
So April basically. Something, and the people there was a young guy, Lon Moutville, and he organically became a leader.
Right.
So, and it was not a lot of grassroots things. Like Lon was famous. He did a lot in his neighborhood,
Right.
But the issues they were talking about was a neighborhood surpassing. It was island wide. So other people really didn't know him, but in a short span of time, he grew out to be a major leader. And the people who followed him, I'm sure that the people did not think that he had an agenda. Yeah, that his agenda was their agenda. Money or jobs or fair wages for the people. Government needs to go home. We need food.
What about the people that didn't quite agree with him that were not?
Yeah, but people who do not agree with you always think that you have an agenda. There was never a time, even the Malcolm X's, Malcolm X misschien een verkeerd voorbeeld, Martin Luther King, the agenda. You think the FBI was on, or the CIA was on him. There's people of the opposite side always believe you have an agenda, and the agenda is that you are against them, that you want to change the status quo, that you want to topple something, that you want to shake up something, that you want to do them a disservice, and that you're stealing power from them. So the other side always thinks you have an agenda.
All right, but before that we go all the way into that, I'd like to touch on that point about how power structures don't like to give up power, right? Or at least in our modern world as is these days or whatnot, right? I won't tell you no lie. For a long time, and to a certain extent, I still am. I am a believer of democracy precisely for that point, because you freely give up power that was given to you by the people freely as well, right? That's the romanticized ideal, right? Okay. The thing about it is, and what kills me is that we thought in the 90s and in maybe the early 2000s that we was on the way to maybe turn a corner with all that shit was concerned. That people were getting kind of mature, and we would understand that, okay, Leicester, power for power's sake doesn't make any sense. Kind of got to give it up.
You think people thought we were at a corner of that?
I think certain folks were very optimistic about that, because a certain conversation that I've had especially back then, I think that people were looking towards a kumbaya world. This is what I've always been accused of. Marlo, you look at a kumbaya world, right? But
when precise? Because I think you live in a bubble.
No, dude.
I think people was not thinking.
A
small group might have been thinking that, but people was not thinking that.
You didn't have hope for the future when you were 20 years old.
All
you didn't
20
have
years old have hope for the future.
But that's my point. But didn't it look like it was achievable in your lifetime? Didn't it look like it was if you put why did you go into government? Why did you go into law and to what you've done?
Maar dat is van alle tijden. That's not unique to that period of time. No, everybody who in Curacao, almost everybody who goes into government does it. Maybe partially, maar in ieder geval to serve their country.
So there's
Het maakt niet uit. Het maakt niet uit. I've
so
done a
there's a
study.
lot of nationalism, is what like you're trying to say.
Yeah,
like,
nationalism is a feeling of duty, not per se nationalism.
Duty.
But yeah, you need
Duty.
to give back to your country. You got to you
but
feel
but
you
there's
gotten
other ways.
a lot.
But why
You
is it that
feel
government
that-
is the only way that we could give back to the country?
No, it's
Why
not the
can't
only.
you?
It's not the only way.
Exactly.
It's not the only way. Nobody says it's the only way. But
feels like it.
No, echt niet.
Anytime I've heard that line, is always somebody goes back towards either government or how like NGOs and shit.
Non-governmental organizations.
I could never picture somebody saying giving back to the island or giving back to home, and then them becoming a captain of industry for like example. I have never seen that. I have never seen that, and it's not a knock. It's not like because I know enough captains of industry, or upcoming at least, where that is not so much like top of mind, but a given. Like they say that, yo, Jed, I gotta be careful and I gotta make sure that everything is fair and everything is cool and whatnot, and pay taxes on time and like that type of shit.
But the perception and also the reality is government pay is not, if you compare it to private sector same level work,
Right.
you're making peanuts within government.
Peanuts?
You got 300,000 times the stress, and you get like 300,000 times less money. So people like to go.
So where is your
manifesto? You're not going into government over het algemeen. You're not going into government because of money. If you go to the private sector, of course, I'm sure that most of the people who go into private sector also feel for the community, also want to contribute, also think that what they're doing is important, and also feel like what they're doing is actually, not everybody, but, and not all industries, but is actually making the community a better place or the country a better place.
Right.
But there is oftentimes also financial motivation or a personal growth motivation if you enter the commercial sector.
Right.
So I don't know.
You don't know. I have just made a case and I can't decide upon it. So I don't know.
But okay,
would you want to go into the commercial sector? You personally, you Denise Fiber, would you ever want to go into the commercial sector?
It depends on what and how. I do not want to work for a company that is solely busy with growing their profits.
Right.
I don't think that's responsible. I don't think it's ethical. I don't think you can do that in this day and age.
Right.
I refuse to work for a company where I have to work even though government sometimes feels like that too, but where I'm working like 80 hours a week.
Right.
And it's not for myself. I'm working to realize someone else's dream.
Right.
I'm not. It's not likely that I will do that.
Okay. And then one last question. Then.
How did we get from riots in Martinique and Guadeloupe to?
No, because
this?
no bullshit. It all ties in for the one simple reason. It's the choices that were made and are made for us and through us. Like Martinique and all of that is like they're feeling, I'm assuming, they're feeling like choices are being made for them without their say-so or with little of their say-so. And I would put this one last part on top of that. Again, this is my interpretation. I would gladly take any kind of correction on this or whatnot. But I think that COVID, for everything else, has been like a figment. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like there's been a lot of stuff bubbling underneath the surface, a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of frustrations, a lot of whatever that has been bubbling under the surface, and this focal point put it all into focus. Like this thing, like lit it all off. And so the riots, while could be justified in certain angers or whatnot. I'm not saying the destruction is right, y'all. Please. You know? I do think that it's like a runoff. I think it's like it was like COVID is the druppel that laat het emmer overlopen, weet je?
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Exactly. And it comes back down to choice and whether or not we got a right to choose or not. Whether or not the things are being put upon us or not. Whether or not that we have sovereignty. That was a big word that you used last week that I loved.
I said that?
You said that. Whether or not
drunk.
Well, there's evidence towards. I mean, shit. No, but sovereignty. I think that people get mad when it's very obvious that their sovereignty is being either impeded or taken away, or in some way, shape, or form blocked. And for that, whether or not it's right or wrong, because there is procedures. Let's be honest about that too, Counselor.
But okay, impeded, blocked, taken away.
Right.
But then again, isn't sovereignty also a social construct?
I mean, now you're getting into some deep waters with like the metaphysical and whatnot.
Metaphysical. I don't even know what metaphysical is. But okay.
You're an anthropologist. You're a licensed anthropologist, but you don't know what the fuck metaphysical is. But all right. No, I mean, what is because a lot. Okay, let me just end this off here. A lot of the hate that's being made is the sovereignty of self. Is like you're making me take a vaccine that maybe I don't believe in. Whether or not that you and I agree with it or whatnot, so it's an argument. You check what I mean? If you forcibly take away and it's not hard force, it's not violence, it is not knocking my head in or whatnot, but you are telling me that I can't work. You are telling me that I can't go to, my granddad's funeral. You are telling me that I cannot participate within the society that I want to be a part of, and this is my differing opinion, and we're done here. You know what I mean? So you talk about greater good, and you've proven over time. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You've proven over time that you don't always have my best interest at heart. So now I'm taking a stand with this thing, good, bad, or ugly. And all the ugliness is coming out from both sides. So where do we go from here? That to me is where we're at. And this ain't just French side of one is here too in a certain way. Is in the States for zekere zin, in Nederland in the zekere zin. That 2G or the G2, that turned into an ugly motherfucking piece of business too, like as well. That they had that the government or the commissionaire, the government is like walking that back now. Like, there's a lot to be said about sovereignty where that is concerned.
Yeah, but my thing is when I said, is it not a social construct? The way we think about sovereignty has to do with the time that we're living in. If you go back to, let's say, 1600, 1700,
my body was not my own.
This idea about sovereignty was non-existent. This idea that I could decide, if I was not a king, I could not decide what I wanted to, or a noble woman. I could not decide what I wanted.
And even as a noble woman, you have like to...
Yeah, so...
Jesus.
And okay, now we have human rights, and we pretend that they're universal. I think there's a whole discussion to be had about the universality of human rights and what we hold innate, like the unalienable rights, like the United States says in their Declaration of Independence. Is that well so? Like, who decided that? And like, what does it lead to? And yeah, wie bepaalt dat?
Okay, so we're very much on the border
of Mexico?
Of time.
Oh, shithole country.
Stop it! Stop it, man!
Okay.
Stop it, you... But anyway, do you want to continue this into the next section? Or do you want to change subject and then we put a pin in this for like another week?
I haven't heard it all season almost. Let's put a pin in this. First season, we need to watch all the shows back and collect all the spins, because a lot of things were pinned.
Yeah, no, but
prikbord is full, Marlo.
Prikbord is wel vol, maar deze is een zware.
No, I'll say, okay, let's put a pin in this, and we're gonna do a whole segment, a separate segment on this.
Okay, good. All right, so then we look to the camera, we say, hey, you know what, folks? We'll be right back.
for the penicillin highball at your favorite bar.
Daar zijn we.
Daar zijn we.
See, so you refreshed your drink?
Yes, I have.
Everybody at home, did you refresh your drink?
Did you refresh your drink,
Are
people?
you even drinking with us?
That's a question. That's a
I
question.
mean, we're in the holiday season.
Ja,
We're
toch?
festive. We want everybody to drink responsibly. If you don't want to drink alcohol, just drink your drink.
Ja, toch?
It's a season to be jolly.
It's season to be jolly.
Anywho, Marlo, you're still on the
Yeah.
whiskey coke.
I re-upped. The same thing. The same as the old par and
I'm still on my
Okay.
Venetian Sauvignon. Not the Sauvignon.
Venetian. So it turned from Italy to Venetian, like to a specific region.
Yes.
I don't even think Venice has fucking
That's what I
vineyards.
thought. But then I read the back of the thing.
Venice.
And
Jesus.
it's on Venezia. I'm not sure where
There you go.
Venezia is, but I thought it was Venice. But
Anywho.
let's get back to it. Marlo, for like a week or more, a
Yes.
week probably,
Yes.
you've been harassing my soul about
Yes.
some Albies, Ozzie Albies,
Ozzie
Albanian, albino.
No.
What is this thing and why should I care?
For you
For
and
me.
for those that don't follow sports in any way, shape, or form, or those that are not from Curacao in any way, shape, or form besides you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, Ozzie Albies is the second baseman for the world champion Atlanta Braves. World champion,
Hey,
I say.
Atlanta Braves, Andrew Jones. Look, I know something about baseball.
There you go. So you know something about that. But Ozzie Albies played on the team this last season. Was the starter was this last season and arguably one of the best players in Major League Baseball this last season. He won a couple of awards, one of them being the Heart and Hustle Award that he
It's
recently.
really called Heart and Hustle, or you call it Heart and Hustle?
It's really called the Heart and Hustle. Really called the Heart and Hustle Award. So yeah, so what happened? But okay. First and foremost, Atlanta Braves won the World Series. So that means in all of Major League Baseball.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, that means in all of Major League Baseball, yeah?
In all of Major League Baseball, Atlanta Braves was number one. They were
But
the
I
top
don't
team.
understand why the thing called World Series if it's only United States playing. What the fuck?
Okay.
Is-
That is something that you need to take up with the culture
But
of
it's
the
the same-
of the United States and the fact that they like to put themselves ahead of everything.
I want to say this is the same
Right.
idea of grandeur. Sorry, American friends, that you're gonna call American football,
Right. But
and you
no.
call football soccer. Like, where is the low cap? World Series? Nobody in the whole world is playing,
You're
but it's a World Series.
you're the first one to make that joke. As in,
yeah,
you're
I
not the
know,
first one to
very
make that
original,
joke.
right? Okay.
No,
fine.
but look. Let me get past linguistic anomalies,
Inaccuracies, yes.
inaccuracies, anomalies first, and then we could dive into that like after the fact, right? Ozzie Albies is a new hot kid on the block, one of the new hot kids on the block when it comes to baseball out of the States. And
Is he really a new kid on the block?
I think is that his second or his third season or something like that. But he's doing good. He's doing
Okay.
like he's doing really well. He's got to be maybe 22 years old right now.
Oh, real young.
So he got a contract for $7 million. And that's the short end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like other players like Didi that we called last week and different other guys, these men got multi-million-dollar contracts at this point. So Curacao seems to be a hotbed for baseball talent.
Yeah.
And at least where the Major League Baseball of the United States is concerned. But Ozzie, I think, is an interesting story for this reason. He ticks a lot of boxes. The first box he ticks is the underdog box because the neighborhood that he's from is right across from where I live. Is for those that know Curacao a bit, it's called Koraalspecht. One of the poorer, it's not the poorest, but it's one of the poorer neighborhoods of Curacao, and he is born and raised there. Like that's where he's from, right? To come out of the slums, Sachmar, quote unquote, and to be able to have reached these heights. So internationally, people know his name. People in Saudi Arabia know who Ozzie is, and he did us a solid when he won, like, because the game that they won, the first, like, the minute the ball was caught and the game was done, he put on the flag on his back and he ran around. So it was like free advertising for us. Like, people know that if you don't know who he is, you at least know that there's a flag, and that flag, if you Google it, you're like, oh, that's the flag of Curacao. So he loves home. He loves home, and he loves to know that what it is, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I Google blue, white, yellow flag
with star, with 2 stars. You have to put that part.
with 2 stars. Netherlands territorial flag. La la la. Flag of Curacao.
There you go.
The first result, okay, is
There you go.
Britannica. The second result is Wikipedia. Flag of Curacao.
There you go. See?
Okay, yes.
All right.
Free advertisement. Thank you, Ozzie.
No, but that's the thing. And to see him play is to see joy. Like, there's not and that's
Wait, you watch baseball?
I'm a baseball fanatic. Love.
You're a baseball fanatic?
I'm a baseball fanatic. I haven't watched properly in about maybe 15 years because
How can you be a fanatic and you haven't watched in 15 years? You used to be a fanatic.
okay, I know enough about baseball. Let me say like that.
Okay.
Let we meet each other like like in the middle.
All right.
But to see Ozzie play is to see joy. Is to see poetry in motion. Is to see someone who is not a job for him.
Is he your man crush, Marlo?
Nah. No. My man crush will always be Matthew McConaughey. I'm sorry.
Of course. Yeah, okay.
All right. You know. Nah, but yeah, but Ozzie being able to do that and to bring back glory and honor, and I hate to say it, but at least this was my impression. Maybe I'm wrong, but in the last week when it was the run up to him coming back last weekend, it felt like the place was unified. Like every conversation,
The place, or you mean Curacao?
Curacao. Like
Okay.
every random conversation that I heard, I go to the store, I go to some random spot to go buy a tire or something or whatever, not necessarily in my neighborhood. Sorry. But I hear his name called, and it's with a little bit of joy and reverence, and like there's like a national pride to it. You know what I mean? And I think his homecoming was a lot more significant than a lot of the other boys. I'm not trying to diminish.
No,
I'm not trying to-
haven't been through the other boys coming home, so that's your skewed idea. I'm like, okay, you're not trying to diminish. Why do you feel this is not like the other boys?
World Series title combined with underdog story, combined with how he projects himself. That is what I feel. I feel like he's like the perfect mascot for what here is when it comes to that. Like he's the perfect example of what Curacao puts into its talent.
Yeah.
I think he's a perfect example of what can come out of anywhere. I think that he's a
But
perfect
what do you
example.
mean with what Curacao puts into his talent?
I think. Listen, there are people that play, but they play serious or they play super serious or like you're not fun to be around. You know what I mean? Ozzie gives me the idea just from looking at. I don't know him, and I don't pretend to know him. This is just me kind of projecting. But he gives me the idea, like if I see him, that he really enjoys life and he really enjoys, and he's happy to be here. Like he's ecstatic to be here. This is
Curacao or here in the
here on Earth, being able to play what he does.
Okay.
He's happy to be a part of the whole thing, and if he never gets another dollar again, it also looks like he'll be happy to play here on Curacao as well, or play in Mexico, or play in Japan, or play whatever. He just loves the game. And I get the feeling that love bleeds into other things. Like when things go good and he comes around and he goes into the dugout with his boys, he's always cheering. Or even if he's not the one, he always is one of the first ones to high five his teammates. He's one of the first ones to give good sportiveness and good sportsmanship and whatnot.
Okay.
And so I think that that's a beautiful thing. And I think that in a year or two of Curacao having a lot of licks a lot of bad news, a lot of bullshit. Is a little bit of a breath of fresh air to see him come home. And again, he's done well. He's done about as good as you can do in his field. And there is success to be booked with him. Only Lord will tell if there's other parts to the story that'll come out later on or whatnot and so. But I hope not. But it looks like a Cinderella story. It looks like a story where you would only hear in the movies, or you'd only see if like somebody writes it out for you, like, or whatever. It feels like that. And
yeah, I think you just know too little from about Curacao baseball players in any case. And indeed, we produced a lot of.
But I freely admit that too. Huh? Like I'm just saying from what I see.
See, and I think many of them have gotten a national heroes welcome, and people go all out if one of these guys comes back. The one that I have experienced was Vladimir Coco Valentin. I have no clue. I just went, and because it was a big thing, and I think I just reached the island. Was it 2013 or no? Maybe it was 2008. I don't even remember when it was. And he came back, and there was a buzz. He's coming, and this and that, and I don't think he even played Major League because he was playing in Japan.
He was playing in Japan,
and I think he came out for the Dutch baseball team, and they went to the Olympics. Volgens mij was dat de hele buzz.
Right.
He didn't even win, volgens mij, but it was a big thing. He was here, parade, all kind of thing, and so we just give welcomes. Like, baseball is our thing. So whenever a baseball player gets home, it is one bacchanal.
I have a little bit of a naughty question.
Oh Lord.
I have a bit of a naughty question. How come? Because and this goes back to what you was asking just a minute ago too, as well, about the linguistic anomaly. You know, how come U.S. baseball is seen as World Series? Actually, there's a World Series. There's where and Nederland tends to participate in that a lot.
And Nederland used to be very good because ongeveer 90% of the team used to be from here. Last couple of years, they've gone me.
No, but that would be my next question. How come Curacao doesn't have a home team? Because it seems like you guys got all the talent.
Ja, maar dat is gewoon internationaal recht. We are not, zeg maar, we are part of the kingdom. So the kingdom of, we say Netherlands, but it is eigenlijk the kingdom of the Netherlands team.
So it would be like Great Britain having like parts of Ireland and Wales.
Yeah, we cannot have a Curacao team because we're not
you're not an independent nation.
Yeah, we're not sovereign in that sense. We zijn ook geen internationale rechtspersoon. So it has to be the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Because that would be dope.
Holland thinks Kingdom of the Netherlands means Holland, means the Netherlands, but
yeah. that would be dope, and that'd be dope for one reason and one reason only, because this yes, like, I've been sparkly eyed and optimistic in this particular section, but I will bring in a little bit of realism in this one way. It always goes down that whenever colonial athletes do well, zijn Nederlanders. But when colonial athletes do bad or something goes wrong, it is an Antilliaan.
Yeah, but that's starting to shift.
You know?
That is starting to shift after millions of years of us. Colonized or formerly colonized peoples have been complaining. It's been changing, and you saw this with the last Olympics, with the reporting around Jurani Martina, our sprinter,
right?
Who forever, when he wins, and he wins quite often, is called a Dutchman. But this last time, a couple of national Dutch media, said this Curaçaoenaar.
Yeah,
they're trying to be better. So I guess, yeah.
No, but I mean, it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, if you always, and that to me has always been part of the demonization process. Like, whenever something bad happens, you all of a sudden you know exactly what island I'm from or where, and even then is not exactly. I was called a Curacao before I even came here.
How?
Like, dude, because I told
Oh,
him.
you mean in Nederland?
Yeah,
ja.
like I'm from the Antilles.
Ja.
Oh, je bent van Curaçao? Nee, ik ben niet van Curaçao. Aruba? Nee, ik ben ook niet van Aruba, gast. Ik ben van... Only in my later years did St. Martin become an option. Like it's
did
only...
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like certain people, because they would hear the English, and so it would be like a toss-up. Am I from Aruba? Or am I from...
But I don't think Dutch people
St. Martin.
even know...
Certain ones... no, Randstad
Aruba
ones do.
Engels. So...
Certain Randstad ones did know, and they were kind enough to have a conversation with me, which I was kind enough to have a conversation with them. But yeah, but that demonization process to me is not. Yeah, I'm hoping and praying it's done. I'm hoping and praying that we can call a spade a spade. Like, if you want to call the bad stuff Antillean, call the good stuff too. You know what I mean? And again, Ozzie, again, gives you that impulse hook. Like, you can't call that dude a Dutchman, man. He's not Dutch. That boy got a smile from here to Tokyo. The boy, like, really and truly has an enthusiasm that all I know it
if I
as...
make 7 million or so, whatever, I would have an enthusiasm too.
All I know it... No. All I know that as is island life. Like, you see the joy of playing in his eyes, and to me, that only comes from down here. That only comes from being like around these spots. You know, check what I mean? Like being in
You haven't watched schaatsen, I guess.
schaatsen.
Skate riding. What is schaatsen in het Engels?
Schaatsen is gewoon even skating.
Skaten. I'm sure that the Jan uit de Polder also has the joy in his eye when he can do the Elfstedentocht. Like, this is this epic and almost never occurring skating event that they
And
have
definitely
to
with global warming. Fuck it.
skate. I don't know, 11 cities, from city to city, and I don't know how long it is. And you know, these are all these hero stories, like these war stories of people who did it. I'm sure those people.
Do
are
you
also-
know these stories? Like,
Do I know this or no?
no. All right, let me ask it like in a different way. And I'm not ashamed to admit, outside of maybe 4, I don't know the provincies of Nederland. I don't know a lot of, like,
Wat hebben jullie op school gekregen?
Leidse Verzet.
Ja, Leids Verzet.
You know, that I
3
know.
October.
Yeah, but the whole story of like this, that, and the third. And trust, my education was not bad, but I'm almost happy that I don't know it.
But
Because
didn't you get like topography of Holland, like the provincie with the capital and the provincie with the capital?
In St. Martin, that was a little less.
Yeah, okay.
In St. Martin, that was a little less. That wasn't like Curacao has always been ride or die for Nederland.
Wow,
and
ride or die?
I mean, is either you ride or you die.
die.
Because Trinita de May showed y'all that y'all were ready to die for that fuck. You know what I mean? No, but y'all have always been more intense with your relationship. Let me say it like that. Be it love or hate, but y'all have been
love-hate relationship.
right. But y'all have been more intense with it. Holland was always an afterthought for us. Like Holland, like how I grew up, Dutch was an afterthought. Holland was an afterthought. Is like something that you can't really escape. Is like when you walk too far and then, oh shit, there's that leash. There's that. Okay. And again, you've lived in St. Martin, so I'm hoping that you understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
But and that is why when the queen, now she's a Princess Beatrix,
Love the old bird.
came
Love it to death.
St.
Hey.
Martin, I was so surprised. Everybody was so enthusiastic. Everybody loved the queen.
Yeah.
I was like, I never noticed anything Dutch about St. Martin. Gewoon
No.
never. But when the queen came, everybody was Dutch. Everybody loved the queen. I was like, what's going on?
But that's the thing. Is like, again, myth. Like we said it last week. Myth making. The woman's a myth. Like at this point, she's a holy angel. Like at this point, there are people. I know motherfuckers who are so pro black militant. This, that, and the third will never say a bad word about fucking Beatrix. Will never in their life dare to be like, you know, like all Dutch people are bad except her.
But it was funny because she's really a unifying figure.
Yeah, she is.
I remember she came and she was standing in the old government building.
And that bonnet of hers, that.
She was by the old government building and she was standing on the front porch, on the bordes, whatever.
Mm.
And I was there. I went. I don't know if I was there coincidentally or if I went to see her. And there is the Christian bookstore or something right there by the old government building. And there was a lady there, and she's from one of the other islands. I'm not sure which island, but she was not
From here.
native St. Martiner.
Right.
She lived in St. Martin donkey years, whatever. But then she was like, "Oh, there is my queen." I was like, "Is she?" You know, but it was so.
You felt offended.
No, but
Bitch, that is not your queen.
no, but
That is not your queen.
It was so.
Shit.
It was like magical indeed. That like for the whole, to me it was like truly unifying because everybody. And then later I rationalized. I don't know if it's true.
Right.
That the other people from British islands, let's say, they also have a feeling for the royal family.
Yeah, they do.
So they identified maybe like they also
They
grew up
do,
with the queen.
they do.
That
The
queen
older-
is 500 years old. So forever in their mind they had that queen, and now you have another queen who's also a little bit old. So I think it was an idea of that's the mother of the nation. You know, maakt niet uit welke
I
nation.
mean, mother of the nation might be a little far, but
she does something.
all right, okay, but just to get back to you about the magicalness of Beatrix.
Yeah.
Beatrix, we're a fan of you on the show, man. I swear to God. No, but what it is, right? That same energy, just to bring it back around, that same energy that you feel with like, or you think people feel with like a Beatrix, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That like I'm seeing that with Ozzie. More than anybody else, more than Andrew, more than Didi, more than Hensley, more than any one of them motherfuckers. I'm seeing that energy with Ozzie. Right, but
Hensley Murders, Bam Bam.
right,
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
I'm seeing that
Kennedy
energy
Johnson, sí.
with Ozzie. I'm seeing that charisma, whatever the fuck it is, that fucking je ne sais quoi. I'm seeing it with him more than anybody else.
And this is good for our nation. How?
Because it's a unifier if you know what to do. And if he knows what to do. If he puts, I swear to God, if he okay, so we're in December right now, right? Baseball week's supposed to happen in January someplace, or maybe in a couple of weeks or something like that, right? And usually in baseball week, a lot of those stars that were from here that went out that come back, right? If he's a part of that, I'm almost sure that if my man says, "Hey, Lysa, we gotta chill out, we gotta do some things for ourselves, we gotta come together one on zone," if he just makes not even a speech, but just like a word, you know what I mean? I'm thinking that certain people will fucking listen to him. I'm thinking that certain parts of places where it's frustration or there's heat or unrest or whatever that could be bubbling up, he could dove just a little of it. I'm feeling that. I'm thinking that he gotta
Albies, come back. Talk to your people, man. Talk to your people. Talk to your government, please.
Yeah, I I think that he has that type of juice right now. Like I think that I made the joke, and I'll continue to make the joke because that's a superstar thing. That he could have any piece of pussy that he wants at this point, right? But it speaks to a bigger thing. Is like everybody could look at him and look and feel comfortable, is what I'm saying. Is like people could look to him and right now and be like, yo, I could share a beer with that dude. I can listen to that dude. Whatever he got to say, I will listen to. That is the power of a symbol.
Okay.
That is what I'm feeling. Like, again, I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm feeling right now. That he could do good for the island should him and other people decide to channel that energy in a particular way. And that's it. Like, that's all it is. And to me, just to end it off from my end, it's a miracle because it's been a while.
But it's been Corona.
No, that too, but it's been a while. I have not seen a hero, man. I have not seen a unabashed, untainted, uncaveated hero
Untainted, Marlo.
in a
Who is
while.
Untainted? We're just waiting for the skeleton to come out this boy closet.
You
Or
waiting for the
skeletons that he
baby mamas left and right?
I want to say probably
Cocaine!
He doesn't really have anything yet, but it's just waiting for we're human. He's human. So.
Yeah, but he young too. Like he young,
Yeah,
and like I
that's
said,
why
like he young and
I think
young
nothing-
came out of Coral Specht making a lot of money right now. and more to come because endorsement. Like he's making $7 million from his contract. We're not talking about endorsements. We're not talking about like whatever else is coming his way right now. That so he could basically kind of fuck up. That is a normal thing, but I'm hoping not. Like I'm hoping that like he goes like not necessarily LeBron James, but like he keeps on like a little bit of a straight and narrow. Enjoys enough to go back to regularness. Plays the game as he loves it, as he needs it. Then we're done. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Yeah, man. We got a little bit of time if you want. We could like keep this going.
Nah, I done with Albies.
You done with Albies?
Yeah.
You mind if I ask you one last question before?
No.
Are we done?
Brother.
Oh, brother, this is the Drunken Monks. We asked.
Give it to me, baby.
We.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's an old song, young folk. That's an old song. So, that song gotta be what, like 22 years old at this point?
Niet waar.
1999, man. 1999. We zijn 2021. 22 years old, motherfucker. The fucking song could order booze anywhere on the planet. Except maybe where they don't sell. Like, fuck it. Anyway. No, so I have a question for you because you asked me one time if you can have a monarchy and decolonize minds.
Wait, today, the day that we're recording, is the birthday of Princess Amalia. She will be our next queen.
18.
And this means that from today on, this lady is making 1 million, at least 1 million euros a year. Dutch taxpayer money. She thanks you all.
She thanks you all. I was born. Give me
And
the
when
money.
she becomes queen, it's gonna be like around 10 million probably.
God damn, son.
Yes.
God, you see, no. Those are the facts that make me love the monarchy less. like those are the facts that make me look at it like, god damn. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what.
Tell me what.
I'll tell you what. I'll change my question because of what you just brought. Because it's something that's been on my mind for a long time. And I'm wondering legitimately to the logistics of it. Do the Ozzie Albieses, the Andrew Joneses, the Didi Grigoris of the world, do they owe Curacao tithe? Not so much taxes. I'm talking about tithe. I'm talking about you come from a thing, you believe in a thing. Do you need to pay for a thing?
No, I don't think so because the country has done nothing for them.
No?
We know that I don't believe so. Like all our top sporters is not because of the government giving you shit, huh? You had to hustle to go to play out for baseball. Now I guess there is a little bit of money, but to go outside to play, to get uniforms for your club, it's the coaches hustling, huh?
Right.
Trying to get somebody to donate uniforms, trying to get sponsorship for to be able to play whichever game outside.
Okay, so
the government is not putting money into sports. So why should I pay tithe when I make it on my own merit and the merit of people that help me?
Okay, so I redirect the question then, counselor. Do they owe the baseball program here some money?
If they came,
do they owe the baseball because the coaches still gotta hustle here?
Kijk, if they came from inderdaad a baseball program, it would be nice. Kijk, you don't owe anybody shit. Well, yeah, after our last Harry Potter gedoe. But I feel you don't owe anybody anything. Out of decency, out of gratitude, out of pride, out of whatever feeling you have, you can give.
Right.
But you don't owe. So, and I feel indeed, I think it's a great thing that they come with Baseball Week. It's basically a week for different. I'm not sure how they select the kids. I think it's probably kids with talent. I think the kids are selected.
Right.
They get these clinics and all these professional Curacalian but also other people come and they, it's like a boot camp for the kids. So that's cool. And I think that is a nice way to give back, to open the door for other talent. I think that's
right.
great.
But you're listen, there's 7 million with Ozzie, 21 million here, 22 million there. You can lose a 50K somewhere and then do a lot.
I think it's nice, and I think
you can lose a 50K and do a lot.
But I don't think they owe anything. If they do it, it's because
of their it's like of the goodness of their heart.
And I'm thinking most people
and we should not hold them towards it.
No, but and I think most people who come from this place have a soft spot for this place, want this place to progress, and see the limitations of this place, the limitations of government.
Right.
So if you have the pockets, I think most of them are maybe not quick, but they would, donate something. And I think that's admirable, and I think that's very nice. But to say you should and you no. That is a real question with me. Like that is a real question with me. I will leave that alone. I think that we've come to the end of the segment, and with the end of the segment, I think we've come to the end of the show. So it was a easy breezy one. It wasn't too hard. It wasn't too you getting mad, I getting mad. Fuck it, like we were just. I can get mad now if you want mad.
I mean, I pissed on your toilet seat, so yeah.
I'll deal with you later.
Yeah, toch. Folks. Yeah, man. This was another episode again. Not much to talk about beyond what we've said. My name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Fiber.
That is Denise Fiber. Yeah, folks. Next week, once again. All right.
Deuces.
Peace.